Let's talk about DJ Vlad. Because DJ Vlad didn't just build a media platform. He built an extraction site, a mine where the raw materials are black stories, black trauma, and black celebrity power all refined and sold to millions. And if you look closely, a disturbing pattern starts to emerge. A pattern of entitlement, a pattern of retaliation, a pattern that has now escalated into the legal arena. This isn't a new story, but it's reaching a boiling point. Let's rewind a bit. When Taraji P. Henson spoke out about being underpaid in Hollywood, what was Vlad's take? He essentially told her that nobody wants to hear a millionaire complain. He dismissed her experience, a black woman's struggle in an industry known for its disparities, with a wave of his hand. Then there was Marlon Wayans. Marlon, a comedy legend, set his price for an interview, a standard business practice. How did Vlad respond? Not with a counteroffer, not with a respectful decline, but with a public tantrum. He dragged other comedians into a negotiation he had already violated, trying to shame Marlon for knowing his worth. And we can't forget Aries Spears. After their interview, Vlad used Aries as a public sounding board for his bruised ego, twisting their conversation into a weapon. It seems every time a black entertainer sets a boundary, Vlad reacts like he's been personally betrayed. Which brings us to the latest chapter, Joyner Lucas. Joyner turned down a Vlad TV interview. It was a clean, direct, professional no. But in Vlad's world, no isn't a complete sentence. It's a declaration of war. First, he badgered Joyner with messages. Then he tried to guilt trip him. When that didn't work, his tone predictably turned hostile. And when all of that failed to get him the access he felt he was owed, Vlad got petty. And then he got legal. Vlad filed a copyright lawsuit against Joyner Lucas. For what? For posting a clip from Vlad TV on X, formerly known as Twitter. Think about that. That's like suing someone for sharing a meme. It's a weak, desperate move that reeks of entitlement. It's an attempt to weaponize the legal system to punish someone for saying no. Joyner didn't take the bait. He didn't rush to respond. He took his time, and when he finally spoke, he didn't just clap back. He performed a full-blown diagnosis. He incinerated Vlad's entire brand of journalism. Joyner pointed out the core of the issue. Vlad feels owed interviews, owed respect, owed access to black entertainers who have built entire careers without ever needing his platform. Joyner Lucas said no, and DJ Vlad behaved like a man who believes he owns the very culture he profits from. This isn't journalism. This isn't media. As many have pointed out, it feels a lot like plantation politics with a modern haircut. This lawsuit isn't really about a tweet. It's not about copyright law. It's about control. DJ Vlad has shown us his playbook time and time again. If he can't control you through access, he tries to control you through public shame. If shame doesn't work, he escalates to litigation. When black entertainers refuse to play his game, he sues, he slanders, or he sulks on his own platform. The hypocrisy is staggering. He told Taraji P. Henson she shouldn't complain about her struggles. Yet every time he's denied something, he's the first one to complain, loud and clear. He mocked Marlon Wayans for setting business terms. But when the terms don't serve his own interests, he's the one crying foul. He tells black creators to stop acting entitled. While his own sense of entitlement is so volcanic, it's spilling into courtrooms and social media timelines. And that brings us to the uncomfortable truth. DJ Vlad doesn't cover black culture. He consumes it, he milks it, he monetizes it, and the moment he can no longer extract value from you, he turns hostile. He treats the artists and their stories like a natural resource he has a right to mine. This lawsuit against Joyner Lucas is more than just a petty dispute between two public figures. It's a critical case study. It shows us exactly what happens when someone from outside the culture treats black artists not as people with agency, but as resources to be exploited. Vlad built his empire on our stories, our voices, our struggles, and our art. But the second we exercise our choice, the second we draw a boundary, he reacts as if we violated something that he owns. There's a term for this in hip-hop, a word that isn't thrown around lightly: culture vulture. And it's not just because he profits from the culture. It's because he feels entitled to it. It's because his actions show a fundamental lack of respect for the creators, who are the lifeblood of that culture. At some point, the community has to stop looking at these as isolated incidents. Taraji Marlon Aries Joyner, this is a pattern. It's a pathology, and it's a massive warning sign. Joyner Lucas didn't just defend himself against a frivolous lawsuit. He pulled back the curtain and exposed the entire machine. So the next question is simple, and it's one we all have to ask. How long will hip-hop continue to let DJ Vlad believe he owns the culture he's been draining for profit? How long do we let this continue? Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to follow for more breakdowns like this one.